Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patiye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 1 of Aranya Kanda. In the previous part of Ayodhya Kanda, we saw Sri Rama leaving his Ayodhya, entering into the forest to follow the orders and follow the words of his father while leaving the kingdom to Bharata. However, Bharata had followed Rama into the forest and requested him to return, but Rama decided to follow the path what has been given to him by his father and asked Bharata to return to Ayodhya and rule. Bharata finally took the golden sandals which were worn by Sri Rama, and then, with the help of that, by worshipping that, he continued to rule over Ayodhya while Rama decided to leave Chitrakuta and enter into the Dandaka Forest. Entering the vast Dandaka forest, the invincible Rama, master of his senses, saw a circle of huts belonging to the ascetics, strewn with bark and kusha grass, blazing with spiritual effulgence scarce to be borne by mortal eye, as the noonday sun is a source of torment to men. This retreat, a heaven to all beings, the ground of which was carefully tended, was frequented by many deer and multitudes of birds, and rendered gay by the dancing of troops of Apsaras. Beautiful with its spacious huts where the sacred fire burned, surrounded by ladles and other articles of worship such as skins, kusha grass, fuel, jars of water, fruit, and roots, encircled by great and sacred forest trees, bowed with the weight of ripe and delectable fruits. The whole hermitage was hallowed by sacrificial offerings and libations and re echoed to the recitation of Vedic hymns. Carpeted with flowers of every kind, possessing pools covered with lotuses, it had been the retreat of former hermits who subsisted on fruit and roots, and who, wearing robes of bark and black antelope skin, their senses fully controlled, resembled the sun or fire. Now, great and pious sages practicing every austerity added to its luster, resembling the abode of Brahma. That hermitage resounded with the chanting of Vedic hymns, and Brahmins versed in the Veda adorned it with their presence. Beholding that sacred place, the illustrious Raghava, unstringing his bow, entered, and the august sages, possessed of spiritual knowledge, highly gratified, advanced to meet him. Seeing that virtuous one resembling the rising moon with Lakshmana and Vaidehi of dazzling beauty, those ascetics of rigid vows received them with words of welcome, and the dwellers in the wood were astonished at Rama's handsome appearance, his youthful appearance, majesty, and graceful attire, and struck with wonder, gazed unwinkingly on Raghava, Lakshmana, and Vaidehi as on great marvel. When those blessed sages engaged in the welfare of all beings conducted Rama to a self thatched hut where offering him the traditional hospitality, those fortunate and pious men, resembling the fire itself, brought water that he might wash his hands and feet. Experiencing great delight, those high souled ascetics, bidding him welcome, gathered flowers, fruit, and roots, placing the whole content of the hermitage at the disposal of that magnanimous hero. Thereafter, those ascetics versed in the sacred lore, with joined palms addressing him, saying, O Raghava, the king is the defender of the rights of his people and their refuge. He is worthy of all honor and respect. He wields the scepter. He is the Guru and partakes of a fourth part of the glory of Indra. He enjoys the highest prerogatives and receives every homage. We, being under your dominion, should be protected by you, whether living in the capital or in the forest. You are our sovereign, O Master of the world, having renounced all desire for revenge, subdued anger, and mastered our senses. Do yourself protect us in the practice of virtue, as a mother protects the infant at her breast. It is essential if a community of sages and need to stay at the hermitages, and if they need to practice non-violence and perform all their activities without getting themselves engaged into anger and other aspects which is required for people living in the natural world, then there should be someone to protect them. That is the reason why the Indian society is divided into four classes. The class of Brahmins who are always involved in the studies, those who are always involved in doing something good to the society, while there is another class of people called as Kshatriyas who would protect them. And if everybody start practicing non-violence, then who will be there to protect the society? If everybody is involved in austere practices, then who will going to produce the things that are required by the society? You need a class of Vaishyas, the businessmen, as well as the agriculturists, who will going to produce what is required by the society. And if these are the people who are basically only doing the service at a very high level, whereas you require a large number of people who will go into work in those industries, work in those agricultural fields, and work for the sake of kshatriyas, and work to provide the required needs and everything for the brahmanas, and they are the ones who carry the society on their legs, and the society move forward because of them. And that is why Shudras are compared to the legs of the Virat Purusha, whereas Vaishyas are considered for the thighs, and Kshatriyas are equivalent to the arms that protect the body, and Brahmanas are like the face where the brain is involved in thinking and knowledge, collection of knowledge and other things. That is what is the spirit behind explaining the Virat Purusha. ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागं शूद्रो अजायत. Well, let's now return back to our story. So here the ascetics they were asking Sri Rama to protect them. With these words, they paid reverence to Rama, who was accompanied by Lakshmana, offering him fruit, roots, flowers, and every product of field and forest, while other ascetics, resembling the fire in luster, observers of sacred vows, honored the Lord according to tradition. Thus ended chapter 1 of Aranya Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.